Welcome to Second Sake, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. Mining Weekly editor Martin Creamer joins me today to unpack the latest in the mining industry. Welcome, Martin.
Thanks, Ashley.
Now, can you tell us about struggling state-owned diamond company Alexkor needing a panel of experts to oversee it?
We've got so many diamond experts in South Africa. This is because of our history of more than a century and the involvement of De Beers, which trained up so many people. So we have access to, I can just think of several that could actually sort this out. And I know that they're willing to come forward to help. So why the state does not call them forward is mind-boggling, because you have a situation in the Namaqualand where the people who live there are desperate for success of something like Alexkor, which is a state-owned diamond company, which continues to have problems under state ownership. Now, the team that could come in could really sort this out, I can guarantee you. But what is going to happen is the state has to ignore color and also include color, so that you can bring people in who just happen to have years and decades of history. And it's important that they do not just allow Parliament to hear one side of the story, which has happened. Despite the administrator talking to a lot of the people I'm even envisaging that could come out and help, he doesn't seem to have come through with a proper solution. So what needs to be done is a panel needs to be set up that can actually put Alexkor on a successful footing for once and for all. We know that the illegal diamond activity there is huge. I mean, the stories that I've had coming out of there are mind-boggling. The activity even underground by illegal miners is startling. And the intelligence that these illegal miners have is widespread. So one needs to get in there and put the panel together, make sure that you can set this on a very good platform, and then give it leadership that will keep it on that platform. And we just hope that the government will listen to this.
And despite the COVID-19 pandemic, the Tshipi Borwa manganese mine has remained profitable.
Yes, I've introduced Tshipi Borwa's success because it contrasts sharply with another mining group that is in manganese there, Kalahari, which is now not paying off its loans, it's defaulting on its loans, and it's also looking for assistance, but outside of the normal business rescue process. Now, the IDC, the Industrial Development Corporation, is a state-owned IDC, is willing to work with it in business rescue, which is even difficult for the IDC as a 20% shareholder, but it's willing to do this, willing to go all the way. But the board of directors and ownership of Kalahari Manganese are keeping the IDC out. Now, when you look at Tshipi Borwa, both those, Kalahari and Tshipi Borwa, they started virtually at the same time. Tshipi Borwa is, really flying. Even through this whole COVID period, it's still making money. It's declared fantastic dividends. It's, even contributed to the Solidarity Fund introduced by the president. So it is in a very good liquid state, whereas Kalahari is illiquid. And I think that we must realize as South Africans that we've got very rich endowment in manganese. When I went actually to the opening of these two mines, I was reminded constantly by investors how rich our manganese is and how it is the best in the world by far. So those investors, one of them is still with Tshipi Borwa and is an offtake partner. So, those investors were putting their money where their mouth is, and you can see the great logistics that Tshipi Borwa has. The same logistics are open to Kalahari, yet Kalahari is not making a success of it. I think we all have to remind ourselves that since 1994, the metals and minerals in the ground actually belong to the people of South Africa. And those who are mining those get a license. They get a license from the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy. And the idea is that they turn that to positive account. And if they are unable to turn it to positive account, particularly as a private company like Kalahari is, I think that they need to make way for people who can turn that to positive account, even at a time when the manganese price is low. Just look at Tshipi Borwa. The price is low, but they're still making money because you've got to set yourself up as a management team to do that. So hopefully, the people in the know, particularly the department, will realize that you can make a success of these mines. And this particular private company is not making a success of the mine. So they need to back a situation where the IDC can at least come in and have business rescue proceedings.
And lastly, can you tell us about the 3 Acacia Mining employees who were released from a Tanzanian jail?
Yes, this concerns me, because we in Creamer Media are in Bedford Center, and, we share virtually a building with this mining group, Acacia. So, we knew the people there. To us, they didn't look like criminals at all. And, they, even going before 2018, they used to call us for interviews across the road and sit down and tell us about the problems they're having in Tanzania. And we are, quite concerned that only now these employees are being released from jail there. And what worries one looking across at that company is there too much discretion in this mining control in Tanzania? Should someone not go in and take a look at those courts to see how they're doing things? Because it's quite startling to see that people have been in jail since 2018. Now they're coming out with plea bargains, and you wonder whether so much pressure hasn't been put on them that they're just prepared to say anything at this stage. So I hope that someone shines a spotlight on what has happened with these people who have been jailed and with Acacia, and they come up with some transparency so that we can see what's going on, so that the accusations leveled against these companies are actually confirmed and justified, because it's worrying to see people having to spend this amount of time in jail and then suddenly coming out and saying, yeah, okay, we'll do plea bargains, we'll do anything you want. Because, the pressure, once you've been in jail for that long, perhaps could persuade you to say and do anything.
Thanks for speaking with us, Martin.
It's a great pleasure, Sashni.
That's it for today. Join us again next week for more news analysis on the local and global mining industries. And don't forget to listen to the audio version of our Mining Weekly daily email newsletter.